What's going on, y'all? This your boy MC.
What's going on, everybody? Bearded Ruckus here.
Alec, what's up?
And this is Word and Culture Podcast. And we got another clip. Katt Williams. He's been going crazy as of late in all these podcasts. Starting from last year, right? When he did the Shay Shay Club Shay Shay.
Yeah. Bro. I'm saying he's on a hit list right now, man.
That guy's on the hit list, bro. And like Alex said, you think he's a prophet?
He got the makings of one.
Definitely
His predictions are coming true.
Yeah. He did. You know, he talked about Diddy. He talked about TD Jakes. He talked about all these people.
He talked about TD Jakes, bro.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he did speak about it.
Bottom feeder.
But yeah, man, he has an interview with Carmelo Anthony, an NBA legend. To my consideration, a lot of people might disagree.
Nah, bro.
But anyways, top 5 best offenses that we've ever seen.
Trash.
One-on-one, ISO.
Yeah,
man,
one-on-one is
man. I can name 5 more.
He's him.
Nah.
We'll save that for another pod.
Yeah,
another pod on a basketball one for sure.
But yeah, man, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and also give this video a thumbs up. And we got more content coming your way. So let's get into this clip right quick, fellas.
You are very generous though. Like you are very generous with your time and actually your fucking money, which is very hard to do in this industry, right? Or these industries. Like how are you so generous in this type of cutthroat industry?
How do you maintain that same sort of like alpha level of being the number one, but also have that generosity? You know, you speak about all the comedians you bring on tour.
Right.
A lot of very famous comedians will tell stories about how you've looked out for them and like have never looked for, acknowledgement or praise, have done stuff in quiet to take care of folks. Like there's that balance. How do you sort of maintain that, and why is that important to you?
Truthfully, I'm not that generous. I'm not a generous natured person, but I do enjoy following a contract. Right. And so personally, I have a contract with God, and the part of the contract that God has to follow requires certain things in my life. And the requirement for me is to make sure that it is worldwide and globally known that if you, as one of God's people, interacts with me, that God's blessings can flow from me to you. And so it's not philanthropy. It's a necessity. If you show me $100, I don't see 100. I only see 90. 10 of that gotta go. You see what I'm saying? To his people, however that can happen quickest and in real life. And all I wanted was the ability to determine whether somebody is God's people or not. My job is to be as positive in interaction with any of God's people that I may come in contact with in whatever situation I'm in. That's part of my contract.
What one of those moments is one of the ones that you're the most proud of? You know,
I'm not proud of any of them.
It's just this is what I'm here to do.
If you go to McDonald's and something costs $2.75, are you proud that you gave them $3?
Hell no, I want my quarterback.
Right. So now, once you got the quarterback, right?
Yeah. Or 18 cents with tax, I don't know.
What you gonna do with that?
Right. So understand that where I rank spiritually, right? There aren't any more levels for me to attain other than the supreme level of happiness and contentment that I'm at. The only way that I can show the enemy that money does not affect me in any way is this generosity that you're talking about. The money can't move me, right? I move the money. You see, I can put the money here, and because I'm never in a loan situation, there's nothing for me to be proud of. These are God's people. This God's money. He makes sure I got it. Part of the reason he makes sure I got so much of it is because of what I do with it. This why the op hate me, because I'm a motivating factor and an asset to it. I come to bring, that's what I bring. And so it's an easy thing to do. My point in the McDonald's thing was, you know how you pay tax?
Yeah.
And you don't feel proud that you paid the tax. You just pay the tax.
Yeah.
Right. And you're excited to pay the tax because it comes along with everything else, right? So you see what I mean? Like,
Sometimes we don't like this.
Man, Katt Williams, man, he's a philosopher, a scholar, and a theologian all at once.
And a GTA character.
Man. So what do you guys think about that, man? I think that he definitely says some truth there, man. I don't know. You know, he speaks a lot about God and his faith in God. I don't know if he's a Christian, though. I mean, I've heard a couple of his interviews, and he speaks about, you know, when he was in the Joe Rogan interview, he spoke about God as well. But I don't know, man. I mean, I definitely do see him rooted in his faith, and how he just explained, you know, how money doesn't control him. He controls money. I think us as Christians, we can agree with that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Have they asked him any questions in regards to his faith, as like, you know, any like about God and what God he's talking about, or if he's gone to church or his religious background or anything?
I know when he was in the Joe Rogan interview podcast, he got a little more in depth about Egyptian, you know, pyramids and things of that nature. Does he believe specifically in Christ? I'm not really sure.
I don't hear the gospel, but I hear, you know, God language. I hear good things. You know, who knows the depth of it? But the principles are there.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
those are Christian principles regarding money.
And isn't it funny how even atheists, they adopt Christian beliefs?
Oh, for sure. You can't escape Christian ethics.
Yeah.
You can't at all.
But he's not an atheiist. I
No,
mean,
he's not. He's not.
Yeah, but
he's not. Yeah, but in general, you can't escape Christian ethics. But he's not an atheist at all. But,
He's like I said, man, he's definitely top 5 for me. He's very eloquent, bro.
No,
the way he speaks, and this is a smart dude. Katt Williams is a really smart dude, bro.
Yeah.
You guys actually have to listen to the entire pod. It's super dope. It's really good.
Yeah.
I recommend you guys to go watch it. But yeah, man.
But I would just add that Katt Williams is probably more generous with his money and recognize that it's God's money more than Christians do. You'd be surprised how many Christians are cheap with their money.
Hey, he might be a Christian though.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, like, there's many Christians out there that don't tithe, that don't give generously to their churches,
Alec is putting the rod right
that
now,
don't give sacrificially. And I'm talking about myself too. I've had to learn this, and I don't do it perfectly. But I just know there's people in the church that they don't tithe. They go to church for years and years and years, and they never give to God what is His first fruits. Right? They belong to Him. And
Alec,
I think
I'm struggling with my bills, Alec, but I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with that. I have so much. You don't know how expensive Miami is. What do you say to that? You know what I mean?
the money's not yours. The money's God's.
There you go.
Right?
I agree 1,000%.
Give to Him what's His.
What if he tells you, hey, but God don't need my money?
He doesn't, but He asks for your obedience to give to Him sacrificially.
There it is.
Right? To show Him that that you honor Him and you put Him first, right? It's faith.
Yeah,
It's faith.
Yeah. I agree 1,000%.
Right? It's faith to believe in the Word. We see that in the Old Testament, you know.
Yeah,
And
I
I
like
like-
how he's. Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I like what he said, that when he looks at the $100 bill, he only sees the 90.
Yeah,
Because that other 10% goes directly to God's people.
God's people. Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
so that, I mean, like I said, man, he seems very rooted in that belief. And I've heard other comedians speak about Katt Williams, and they say it. They're like, yo, this guy is the most generous person you can ever
Really?
meet. If you're in need, this man will take care of you.
Mm.
You know, I mean, he has openers that open for him when on his tour, and bro, they say it, bro. This guy is the truth. You know what I'm saying? He's the truth. He looks out for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that's a part of his,
Yeah. I like how he started. I like how he started the conversation when they went to the generosity topic, where he said naturally, by his nature, he's not a generous person.
Yeah.
But he's in a contract with God.
Ooh.
That was very impactful because he touched on a subject that a lot of people are not willing to go there. Right, they just rather hide it within themselves because nobody wants to label themselves as a non-generous person. Everybody's trying to show themselves in a good light, right?
Yeah.
But deep down, to be honest, you're not really generous.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, there's another gospel principle there, right?
yeah,
The fact that he has the humility to say, I'm not a generous person.
that awareness
Right.
it takes a lot of humility to say that.
There's hints
And-
there that there's some Christian there, right?
Yeah.
But who knows?
No, and the thing is that the generosity, a lot of people think that generosity is based off emotion. No, well, according to what he's saying, generosity is driven by intentionality. Is driven by faith. Is driven by focus. Is driven by purpose.
Yeah.
He's not just willy nilly just throwing money out like that, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
money that circulates is intentional.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is that God, like you said, God doesn't need our money. God doesn't need anything. God is God. He created everything. But he does require is your faith.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that people are so attached these days to money, to a piece of paper, that if you let it go, they get so afraid because they think that has power to help you in everything. Now, money is a tool that you can use in order to go ahead and further your lifestyle and further the advancement of the kingdom of Christ here on earth, right? The light bill got to get paid. The pastors got to get paid. People got to get paid at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, that's not the source of what gives you life. That's not the source of what was gonna, endure you for the long term. Is God. Yeah. God is the source. At the end of the day, you're just a conduit
for sure
in order to bless others.
Yeah. And he also uses the term contract, and people might have different ideas on what that means. It could be an unwise way to say it, but I could see why he says that, right? Because, God says, test me in this, right? Give to me and see how your storehouses don't overflow and all that. But what I do like is that he mentions that part of that blessing is like the happiness he's experiencing, the fulfillment. Because a lot of people obviously they're tithing to, I'm going to give God 10% and it's going to collect interest, it's going to multiply. And now I'm going to get rich, right? I'm going to sow seeds into ministry because I'm going to reap back a money tree, right? And no, that's not biblical, right? We tithe because God asks us to. It's part of sustaining the ministry of the church.
Sacrificial.
But there's so many benefits that come through it, right? Spiritually, physically, emotionally, and maybe financially, right? Maybe God will bless your business, and maybe your business isn't being blessed because you're stealing from God.
Yeah, you know what's interesting
That's
too?
hard truth.
In the scriptures, you're warned not to test God. You are warned not to test him. But the only time in scripture where God himself said to test me is in your giving, is in generosity. Malachi. Which is a very interesting thing. It talks about, and obviously the picture is an agricultural sense, right? He's going to open up the heavens and then, it'll be fruitful and it'll be, just an abundance, 100%. Right? But the thing is that throughout that abundance, there is work that's required on the opposite end. You can't just sit there and be lazy and not produce. You actually have to go out there and grind.
Yeah,
you have to grind. You have to have faith. You have to have your priorities straight. Christ first, your family, your occupation, and the church, and have your priorities straight. And God will bless your efforts. He really will bless your efforts.
Proverbs: the diligent hand maketh rich, but the sluggard hand maketh poor.
Yeah,
and we're not gonna hold on. Come on.
I mean, we sound like prosperity gospel preachers right now.
Bro. So none of us are gonna talk about how generous he is with himself. Look at the size of those chains.
I know.
Look at that. Is that a
Those
Richard
rings.
Billy?
Is
that a Richard?
That guy has 2 watches on.
Pablo, look
Katt
at this.
Williams,
Look at the
coming
size
out
of that chain, bro.
That chain is.
They were given to him by God.
bro.
Hey, it is what it is,
Hey,
bro.
listen, King Solomon had all the mad riches, bro. He
Yeah.
had
Blinged
gold.
out. Solomon was blinged out.
He was blinged out, bro.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
he's not
saying?
nowhere near Solomon, but he's blinged out. You know, I have no issues with being blinged out. I have no
Nah.
issues with that at all.
Yeah,
you know,
me
it's you know,
None? Zero?
nah, none.
With it,
I have
with,
no
hey,
issues.
listen,
And
it-
you have to be wise in where you wear your bling, right? You're not gonna be blinged out and just come to church just like, you know, just flaunting
I
your
mean,
stuff, right?
it is a little excessive, bro.
hold on, wait a minute,
Like, I
wait a
got
minute.
like 7 rings on, bro.
Wait a minute. Let's be. Hold on. We know where inflation is right now in America. That's actually a great investment. Bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know what? Let's
Invest in some gold.
let's go buy
or-
some gold teeth.
some gold
Invest. Let's invest.
Yo. But yeah, man. I found this clip very interesting, man. I think Katt Williams is a very interesting dude. Any interview he goes on or any podcast, bro, the guy just makes numbers, bro.
Yeah, he
he does numbers, bro. And
People are
hopefully,
interested in his thoughts and what
Yeah.
he's seen, especially his experience, what he's seen
Yeah.
in the industry. That's why everybody loves watching and hearing what he has to talk about.
and I'm name it and claim it, bro. Hey, listen, I
Yo.
speak in
Yo,
faith.
pause.
I speak in faith.
Word of
Katt
faith.
Williams. At some point, man, I'd like to have you in the pod.
Oh, yeah.
I want to interview
Yeah,
you,
hey,
bro.
come on down anytime, Kat. You're invited
Hey,
here.
listen, Kat, listen, you talk about this generosity. We're just a small podcast right now, you know, just giving our thoughts and opinion on the culture. If you would love to be more generous with your time, we would love to have you here. You know, and just your
yeah.
presence alone would actually be an honor and a privilege to have you here, Kat. So,
be an
yeah,
honor,
if you ever watch this, I mean, hit us up.
One of my favorite comedians, bro.
Yo, you know what song was playing in my head as you were talking to Kat? Oh, we're halfway there. Oh,
Had to be the
living
worship
on a
leader here,
prayer.
bro. The worship
Yeah,
leader
the
always
worship,
knows every
bro.
single song. I never.
You just gotta throw up them prayers, bro.
I couldn't memorize none of those songs. Thank you for the letters and
Bro, that's a hymn from the 80s, bro.
I wasn't even born. Okay, anyways. Guys, if you like the clip, man, like, subscribe, like we said, and we got way more content coming your way. Until the
sir.
next one, deuces. Peace.
Mello's
go.
trash.